If you're addicted, it can be hard to know where to start in the recovery process. So, in this episode, we're going to talk about an easy place that you can start no matter where you're at in this addiction process. First, I do want to start by asking you about the last time you PMO'd. You got porn, masturbation, orgasm, right? Remember, generally, for your average addict, we generally don't think about the last time you PMO'd, as in, what triggers did you see? What were you thinking about? Where did the feelings start? All of those things, which are super beneficial and helpful to think back on and to learn from when learning to move forward and trying to actually make changes. So take a minute, just think back about the last time you PMO'd. Okay, where were you? What were you doing? What were you thinking at the time? Where did you generally feel the urge when it hits you, right? Does it start up here in your head, come down to your ears? Does your chest get tight? Do you get butterflies in your stomach? Does your Peter tingle, as Aunt May would say? Like, where does it start? Start being mindful about these things. Odds are you've been struggling with this addiction for years. And so a lot of, if not this entire cycle that you've fallen into, is all automatic. It just happens. That's one helpful thing about the brain, at least it can be, right? Is that it automates a lot of things to make your life easier. You don't have to think about it, you just do it. Hence why it can be really hard to break addiction, because it's all up here. It's all now a habit. So in order for us to break that, we need to actually think about what's going on when we do have these urges. So I now want you to think about a goal, something you can do next time you have an urge. Whether it's just stand up, go get a drink of water, go for a little walk, whatever you want to do. We want to start training our brain to do something different when we have an urge outside of just going to go PMO. And so if you do end up PMOing, that's okay. As long as you achieve your goal, as long as you got up and walked for 5 minutes or went and got a drink of water or focused on your breath, that's what counts when it comes to starting to break a cycle and starting to learn something new. That's really what it is. We're not trying to have our brain, make our brain forget what it was like to watch pornography. We're just trying to learn something new. We're changing patterns. We're changing behaviors. That's all it is. It's not too complicated. We tend to overcomplicate things like that, and it's really not. And we tend to want a quick fix, right? Become porn-free in 90 days. Now, as good and hunky-dory as that is, that's not going to be the case for a lot of people. It's going to take a lot more than 90 days. And that's okay. So be patient with yourself and keep moving forward. All right. So where do you start, man? If you're addicted, what do you do? The questions. So here's what we're going to talk about. In order for you to change, or in order for you to become the person you want, you have to do things that you've never done. Shocker. But think about that for a minute. The reason you are in this situation that you are in is because of your decisions. Day in, day out. This doesn't even have to be related to pornography. This is just related to your life around you. Look around you, where you're at now. You are here, or you are there, because of the choices that you've made. Now, whether they've been helpful choices or unhelpful choices, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. You're here right now. So if you want to change where you're going, what do you have to do? You have to change what you're doing. That's all it is, man. You can do it. That's what we're going to talk about. So I want you to think about a couple things that you want to change in your life. Obviously, if you're listening to this podcast, you probably want to change your pornography habits. Yeah, I get it. That could be a big one. Or maybe you have other struggles that you're dealing with that you want to try and change, or a different action you want to replace something with, right? So listen, here's what you got to do, okay? This is the secret sauce. No pun intended. The moment you wake up, you have to take control of your day, or the day is going to run you over. The day's going to go by no matter what, and you can choose what you want to do with that day. You can own the day, or the day's going to own you. Super cliche and cheesy, but the thing about cheesy sayings is that they're cheesy for a reason. They've been around a long time, and people say them. Why do people keep saying them? Oh, it's like they work or something. It's kind of crazy how that works. So the moment you wake up, whenever that is, ideally, you're going to be waking up a little early. Okay, no more sleeping until 9 or 10. You're probably a grown man now, or you're in high school. And I get it, man, I get it. Sleeping in until 8, 9, 10, it feels good. I could sleep all day. All day. Name that show. But some days it feels that way. I could sleep all day long. But when I wake up early, I found that my day, like I just feel so much better just starting my day, right? So when you wake up, the moment your feet hit the floor, start your day with movement. Whether it's through going to the gym or going for a walk, going for a little jog, going to pick apples in your backyard, whatever it is, start moving. And this is going to be the hardest part, if not one of the hardest parts for a lot of you, is to just learning to get up, get out of bed, even when you're tired. Get out of bed and start moving. That's going to be one of the best ways that you're going to really start to take ownership of your day. Think about a keystone habit, something that you can start doing every day that's going to have a ripple effect into everything else that you're trying to do or wanting to become. So if you want to, let's say you want to work out more, but you're too busy, right? Classic situation. You're too busy. Well, if you wake up earlier, maybe you wake up at 5:30, 6, and you go work out for half an hour to an hour. Well, one, you're going to be getting up earlier, you're going to move, you're going to be taking control of your day, starting your day off with in the right direction. And two, you also get your workout in. You can start achieving your fitness goals that you want to do. And you're going to have more time in the afternoon or whenever you would have tried to work out, if not in the morning. You're going to have more time to do other things that you want to do, whether it's spend more time with your family or work later. If you're that type of person, cool if you are. Respect. So find a keystone habit and just focus on that one thing you want to change. If that's waking up early, then do it. Just do it. Nike, right? Just do it. One of my favorite things, one of my favorite sayings I've heard is, what does Nike stand for? Just do it. That's easy. What does Adidas stand for? Impossible is nothing. Now think about what you stand for. If someone says your name, what do you stand for? Are you the type of person that's actually going to follow through on the things that you're doing? Kind of cool. I always like that. So think of something you can change, okay? And start small. You don't have to start big, dude. If you have been struggling with pornography for 10, 15, 20 years, don't think it's going to take 10, 15, 20 months to overcome this. It's going to take longer than that. But it starts here and it starts now. And so find just one small habit that you can start to change. Recovery from addiction does not need to be complicated, but it does need to be consistent. We try to think about all of these different crazy new tools that are coming out that you can do to fight addiction. But dude, it really comes down to the basics. And I know that's probably not what you want to hear. You want some type of secret sauce or a silver bullet. I understand. That's the easy way out. I get it. If there was a silver bullet, dude, sheesh. That would make my job as a therapist so much easier. I just prescribe, right? I just prescribe that silver bullet. Say, here you go, brother. You're healed. Now be gone. Unfortunately, it's not how it works. But the formula for overall sobriety is simple, but it's hard because it requires consistency. Doing the same things day in and day out for years, if not for the rest of your life. And these aren't anything crazy. It's things like waking up a little earlier, taking control of your day, doing your best to work towards your values every day. So I want you to think about, if you could create your perfect schedule, what would that look like for you in your current situation, right? If, let's say, you're going to school, you're married, you have 3 kids, you're super busy. What would your schedule look like now that's realistic, that's going to help you become the person you want? Obviously, you can't say, well, perfect day, I'd, probably sleep in, not go to school, play video games, hang out with the fam. Like, hey man, that would be pretty fun. That's not going to get you to become the person that you want. So be realistic. Your perfect day could look something like wake up at 6 a.m., go for a 15-minute walk, read for 10 minutes, shower, get ready for the day, and go to work. Come home from work, spend time with the family, do whatever you need to do in the afternoon, evening, and then try to get ready for bed at a decent hour, 10, 11 o'clock, and wake up, do the same thing again. So what would that look like, this ideal schedule? So think about that, write that down, and then try and stick to it just for a week and see how that goes. There are so many people that I've heard of that are trying to overcome things like, in these examples, it's alcohol. And they set all these lofty goals and things like that, and they create this perfect schedule. And they look back a week, 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, and realize, oh my gosh, I've been sober this entire time because I've been so busy, I haven't had the chance to think about drinking. So now I'm not saying you have to be a workaholic, but if you set your goals and you keep to your schedule, you are going to find yourself busier than if you don't plan your day or know what you're going to be doing each day. Because if you find yourself in this idle state of, oh man, I don't know what to do, then that's where a lot of these urges are just going to smack you upside the head. And you're going to end up PMOing, right? So create your perfect schedule. Start moving. Get up. Get off your butt. I would say most people who struggle with addiction, specifically pornography addiction, don't move enough. You could be active, you could be busy. Let's say maybe you're just you sit in front of a screen all day for work, but you're not moving. You don't do anything. Your life might be a little bland, and that's not fun either. And so as you work towards your values, trying to fill your day with other things that can give you some dopamine, man. If you're just going to work and then you come home, eat spaghetti, and go to bed, if your life is just boring, then no wonder your brain's like, brother, listen, I haven't had dopamine in, 3 weeks, dude. Let's get a hit, dude. Let's get a hit. And so it suggests pornography, right? Because nothing in this world gives you more of a dopamine rush than pornography. And so no wonder your brain suggests that. Because you're not doing anything. You're not challenging yourself. You're not pursuing goals and pursuing your own values day in and day out. You're lost. Now, if you're thinking, oh my gosh, I think that might be me. It's okay. It's okay. It's not, at least up to this point, let's say it's not even your fault. Don't even worry about it. But now you've had this aha moment, this revelation. It's time to get out there, and it's time to change. It's time to become the person that you want. One of my favorite quotes is from The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. If you guys haven't seen that movie, 10 out of 10 recommend. Go watch it. Ben Stiller, incredible. Love it. But the main character, Walter, He works for Life magazine. And the motto for Life magazine is one of my favorites. The motto is, to see the world, things dangerous to come, to see behind walls, draw closer, to find each other and to feel. That is the purpose of life. It's not to sit on your ass all day. It's to get up, start moving, chase your goals, understand your values, understand what those are. If we were to hop into an elevator together going up to the 3rd floor, you only had 15 seconds, and I asked you, what are your values? And you don't know? Well, there you go. Let's start there. What do you want? What do you love to do? Too many people just sit in the back seat of their own life. They're not even in the driver's seat. And again, a part of that has to do with these silly automations in our brain. Our brain is trying to help us by not using a bunch of energy throughout the day, just thinking about daily tasks, right? Like, have you ever driven to a place and you think, I have no memory of driving here. Kind of freaky. But a lot of the times, our brain just wants us to sit in the passenger seat or just way in the back seat, in the trunk, as it takes the wheel. And that's not what we want, especially when it comes to overcoming addiction. You've got to sit in the driver's seat of your life. And the easiest way to do that, and at least to start, is to take control of your schedule. Don't let your schedule control you. Obviously, if you have a busy life and you have a job that you have to go to, I get it. But when you're not working, what are you doing? You don't have to stay busy all the time. You don't have to be working all the time, but be intentional with your life. Live intentionally rather than just in your back seat. Now, many people who just start with the schedule alone see almost an immediate benefit because they become too busy to PMO to begin with. And it's not always busy in a bad way. We think of busy as negative, like, oh man, I don't want to be busy all the time. I want some time to breathe. Like, dude, it's more of maybe not busy, but they are too intentional. They are living too intentionally to think about PMO. Because think about it, most of the time when you have an urge, you're doing things like just doom scrolling on Instagram, or you're really tired, it's late, you got to go to bed, and you're not living intentionally. You're in the back seat. So if you have intention with everything you're trying to do, your brain's most likely not going to suggest that you go PMO as often, at least, depending on your current circumstances. So addiction and purpose are two sides of the same coin. A person struggling with a lack of control is likely a person who's yearning to become something different and to actually control their life, to be able to sit in the driver's seat. Someone who's depressed is likely yearning to feel fully. You hurt where you care, and you care where you hurt. So at the end of the day, just think of it this way. Porn is a less effective way to procrastinate running away from the life that you want. So if you live with intention in everything that you're trying to do, and you put procrastination aside, and you start working on yourself, you're going to see changes. Now, is that simple? Well, yeah, but it's hard. It's going to be one of the hardest things you've got to do. Because if it wasn't, you would be the person you want to be now. You would be the dream you right now. And if you are, I applaud you. That's great. DM me how you did it and DM me what you're doing, all right? But we can always be better. I'm not my dream self. I'm continually grinding away, continually chipping away to become the person that I want to be. And when is that going to be? Probably when I'm dead, right? That's never going to stop. So keep heading in the direction that you want to go and let your values guide. Now, in words of Gandalf, I forget if it's Gandalf the Grey or Gandalf the White. That's embarrassing. But he said the world isn't in all this Instagram and YouTube. It's out there. So get up, get out there, start heading in the values you want, even sit down, start planning your day. I told you just to get up. Now sit down, plan your day. What do you want? Who do you want to become? And just start with your schedule. If you don't know where to start with your schedule. What does your perfect day look like? If you were your perfect self today, if you were who you wanted, how would that person live? Start there, and then we'll start seeing some changes. Thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you next week.